Might as well just roll with her.
All righty. Thanks, Jennifer, again for hopping on the call with me. I greatly appreciate it. Uh,
Yeah.
First question for you is, can you take me back to the moment that led you on your journey with digital marketing and the DG Mastermind?
Yes. So specifically with the digital marketing, I come from the network marketing
Mhm.
field, and I was a complete beginner when I even started that. But I've been doing that for the last 4.5 years, and I love it. I still sell the products. I built the team. I had spoken on stage. I wasn't at the top of the company, but I was known as a top leader. I was doing pretty
Mhm.
good. And then, as you might know, if you've talked to other network marketers, it's out of your control with what happens with your team. You can
Mhm.
only do so much, right? And your income depends on what they do or don't do, no matter
Right.
how much you might be hustling or grinding. And that was another thing. It was a lot of hustle and grind. And my team's short version, my team just started to crumble. And what I was doing to rebuild wasn't working like it did when I first started.
Mhm.
And at the time, I didn't know why. I thought, am I doing something wrong? I talked to my uplines who are, top 1% of the company, six-figure earners. They couldn't tell me anything different other than just keep going. It's a numbers game. And for me, I just was tired of being on the hamster wheel. It was too much. I was starting to feel like literally like I was going insane. I was like, I have to do something different. I'm
Mhm.
not making the money I'm making anymore. What I'm doing is not working. And I followed a girl on Facebook actually who was with another company. I have no idea what company, it doesn't matter. And noticed she was posting about digital marketing, had no idea what that even meant. Followed along her journey for about 4 months, I'd say, until I
Mhm.
finally reached out to her because I saw people like, tell me more, tell me more, tell me more. And I was like, people are into this.
Right.
Like, I need to know what this is. So, anyways, essentially, she told me about the Legacy Builders program, and I still, overthought it for a very long time. But I'm one of the people that bought the course really with the intention of trying to help my business get
Mhm.
unstuck because I loved what I did. I couldn't see myself doing anything else,
Right.
but I didn't know the possibilities that came with this.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, you're not the only one in that boat, right? I mean, within this community, there's so many people that had come from that MLM background, right? And it's kind of the same story, whether they change the compensation plans or they get rid of certain products or just the structure of the company, changes or just completely goes under the company, right? We see that all the time. And so then it's like, while might have had success or, still having success and making great money and all these things are going for you, it's like, if something like that does happen, well, then it's like that income stream is just gone. Right.
Yeah.
And so it's just like scrambling on like what to do next. So aside from kind of, maybe looking for a change or trying to build that income stream of yours back up, was there anything else that you were kind of craving at that point as far as like freedom or impact, maybe even stability?
Um, I just I've always wanted to my passion is traveling. So
Mhm.
I come from doing hair for 25 years. And although I can go do hair anywhere around the world,
Mhm.
that's not my ideal situation. And it had taken a toll on my body. So I'd always wanted to work from home or do something like that, but I didn't go to college. I didn't have a skill set that I knew of to monetize off of. All I knew was then new skin,
Mhm.
the network marketing. Um, but when I got into the program, honestly, it was literally week one when it landed for me about the 100% profit, why people were actually reselling it. Because I didn't get that still. It didn't
Right.
land for me. And I was like, this is like complete gold. It's just a huge bonus to resell it if you understand the value of what's in the program. And so I'm super passionate about helping women know that they don't have to have a college degree, that there's multiple ways they can make money online. It doesn't have to be just network marketing. You can do that. You can do both. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? I don't think a lot of people out there really understand the unlimited possibilities that they actually can do without having to spend thousands or go to college.
Right.
Um, so that kind of lit me up and got me just more curious about it. And I just fell in love as I kept going through the program.
Yeah, definitely. And I wish more people would realize that, right? It's like you said, you don't have to have a college degree. You don't have to have some fancy background or come from the corporate world, right? It's just like if you want more, if you want to learn how to build, right, scale, it's like this is for anybody, from all walks of life. So it's just like it's just a matter of like, are you willing to put in the work and make it happen? So who would you say that you're building this for really?
Who am I building up for, really? To be honest with you, I have to say myself. And I don't know if that's selfish to say or whatever, but I'm not married. I don't have any kids. I have fur babies, and
Hmm.
I do want to make my parents proud because they are very successful, and my dad worked his way up from absolutely nothing to everything he is today. And so I'd always had like, I want to be a businesswoman. I want to
Hmm.
do that. But I didn't know, how to be my own boss. And that was another thing with the network marketing that kind of clicked for me in while I was already burnt out and frustrated with everything not working. Then all of a sudden last year specifically, you saw the companies just shutting down left and right.
Hmm.
And I was like, holy shit, I can't have like I don't know if I can cuss.
No, you're fine. Yeah, go for
Okay. I
it.
don't know if I can't have all my eggs in one basket. So I'm really doing this for myself. I really truly believe that I'm a strong leader and I really want to help women know that they can do this too if they want to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. And bringing it back to earlier, it's definitely not selfish to feel that way, right? I think a lot of the times people tend to feel that way when they're thinking about themselves, but it's like you have to take care of yourself, right? It's like you have to put yourself in that position first before you can even think about helping others, right? As cheesy as it sounds, it's like you have to be able to help yourself before you can help others. So, definitely not selfish at all. I think it's actually the right step in the right direction. So what do you think is different about you now compared to when you had first joined the DG Mastermind?
I'll tell you, the mastermind, I can't say enough good things about it. I stand behind it 1000%. It has been the game changer for me. Not that other people can't have stuff click and be successful without it. But for me, it's just next level. And Michelle and Mike both, and the whole team, just their wisdom and their expertise and the way they pour in to helping us with absolutely everything, probably more than they should really do for the price that we pay and the live events. It just going to the live event in April. I've been to the new skin events every year, a couple
Mhm.
times a year. I've been on the success trips. I've done all that stuff. This I just got the chills. It just felt like, I don't even know how to put it into words. It just the energy was different. Everybody was there. We all have the same program, so nobody was benefiting off anyone financially.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And we all just came together and shared our struggles, our wins, and what they poured into us there was just something that I had never experienced before. And you not only get that in person, which is amazing, but they do that every single week on the phone. I've
Right.
never not shown up on a call where they're given like 150%, even if
Mhm.
they're maybe, aren't at that level that day. Because I'm sure
Right.
they're not always 100%.
Yeah. Exactly. No, you're absolutely right. And that's the great thing about them too. I've known Mike and Michelle for, going on 15 years now. And so they've always been like this, right? This is nothing new. Like they have always been grinding, like always putting others first, like just trying to make the best experience possible for the people, that they're teaching this to. So you can ask for like two better leaders like at the forefront of this to learn from. And like what you said about the community as well, it's amazing just because you can go in there and that everyone in there has the same goal as you, right? It's like you said, there's no like pushing or shoving to like get to the front or anything like that. It's like if you have a question, you can go in there, reach out to anyone, it'll get answered. It's just a lot of help around you. Um, so what would you say that you're most proud of accomplishing so far?
Just the journey of learning something new, because even though I'd had the success, with network marketing, this was essentially brand new to me. I didn't know anything about attraction marketing. I didn't
Hmm.
know about the customer journey. I didn't know all the key components to actually marketing in a not only a I don't know if correct's the right word, but a way where it's not hustle and grind.
Hmm.
It's attracting people to you. It's not, I was always in the DMs, not having to have done that since October is just, if I could, I would do a cartwheel. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's just amazing. So I'm really just most proud of how much I've soaked in. I have been consistent since day one, which that's not ever been a problem for me. I don't mind a hustle and grind, but I don't want to, it doesn't have to be that anymore. You can
Right.
still get your shit done in a few hours a
Mhm.
day, implement what they teach you each week, and you're just getting better and better.
Yes, absolutely. No, absolutely. So, we talk a lot about mindset and how important it is, not only in business, but everyday, life. Was there a certain mindset that kind of helped you when you first got started with this and kind of helped you keep you on track?
I would probably say the opposite. Well, not mastermind, but when I first started with the digital marketing, I was
Hmm.
so in my head about what my company would think, what my clients would think, what my customers would think, what my team, all of that. And so just in the journey of just focusing on, okay, she gives us an actionable step each day. It's not very time consuming. I just keep learning and implementing
Hmm.
and getting better and better and growing.
Yes,
I
absolutely.
I lost track of the question. Tell me the question again. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was just about mindset and if
Ah,
there was a certain mindset that kind of helps you get through the day to day.
I have a strong mindset. I'm really big on personal development. So I do the podcast, I do the audibles. I have, affirmations. I wrote my definite main purpose statement. All of that gave me some tools that I had already as a foundation. But when I started, my mindset was crap again. It's like literally not only from a mindset perspective, but just this whole thing was new to me.
Yeah, yeah. No, I get it. I think everyone has been there at one point or another, that's for sure. So let's fast forward a little bit. Let's say your business is where you want it to be, right? You're helping the type of people that you want to help, and you're making the type of money you want to make. What does your dream life look like 12 months from now?
I am traveling whenever I want, by myself, because I'm not waiting on anybody anymore. I already do that, but I don't travel as often as I would like. Um, I don't want to have to be checking my bank account before booking a trip. I want to
Mhm.
wake up and be like, you know what? I think I want to go to Mexico this week, and I can do that.
Yeah.
I don't have kids. I can get the animals situated, boarded, get the flights booked, and just go. So when I have the money that's consistently coming in to support that, that's going to be what I'm doing. And I am really passionate about, helping other people be able to do whatever they're, passionate about
Mhm.
along the way. And you can do this from anywhere. So I can still get what I need to get done. So it's just like a win-win for me.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. So What do you think it would mean to not only yourself, but your family, your future, when you actually pull it off and hit those goals?
For me, it's kind of, to be honest with you, which is probably part of my problem, hard to wrap my mind around
Hmm.
that not only I know it's possible and I know I can do it and I can see it, but to think about like that actually being my reality is just like exciting and kind of mind blowing. So I
Hmm.
will just be over the moon. For my parents, they already can't be more prouder, even if I didn't have any sales. They would be like, that's my baby girl. You know, like they are super proud of me, but I know that I'm the only child, and hopefully I don't get emotional with this, but I know that they worry about me when they're gone, and they're
Hmm.
both elder now, you know, and they've got some things going on. And that's another part of my why, I guess, is I want them to know that I'm going to be okay. And that I think would just let them know she's got it. This is my brand, my thing. I'm not attached to anybody else's, company or comp plan or anything
Hmm.
like that. And, with what Michelle and Mike teach us, the possibilities are just endless of the income streams you can unlock. So it can go on as much as you want it to.
Hmm. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, what do you think is the biggest thing that you've learned about yourself since starting this journey?
Oh, lots. I would say perseverance. Um, just getting not knocked down's not the word, failing forward.
Hmm.
Because I thought when I first started this, I was going through the trainings. I thought I had my message right. I thought I knew who I was talking to. And then like in February or March, I was like, this doesn't even feel like, it might sound good, but it didn't connect.
Hmm.
And that's why I wasn't getting any results. Um, and I just, what's the specific question again? Sorry.
No, you're fine. It was what you learned about yourself through
What
this
I
entire
learned
journey.
about myself. I could just learn that I can be a beginner all over again. Like,
Hmm.
I thought when I did New Skin, I was the beginner and I did all the thing and I did everything they told me. And then I thought that was just gonna be my life and that was gonna be it. I learned that I can do anything that I want to. If I learn the skills, keep my mindset in check, stay consistent and implement.
Yeah, definitely. And that's all it is, right? I think at the end of the day, it's it's a matter of just showing up, right? And I
Mhm.
think a lot of the time people overcomplicate that. It's like show up, get started, stay consistent, right? The success for some, it's going to happen a lot quicker. For some, it's going to happen a lot later. But as long as you are doing those like actionable steps every day, there's no way that you're going to not see some type of success. So what advice would you give to someone who was maybe in your position at one point or on the fence, maybe even scared to start with something like this? What advice would you give that person?
The advice I would give them is to not be like me and overthink absolutely everything. To do your research, because that's smart,
Yeah.
but not to be in research mode too long. Then and just to get started, because there's never going to be a right time. There's never going to be, you're not going to have everything perfect. Even when I always say you got to embrace the suck because, and that was like a hard ego pill for me to swallow again.
Hmm.
Like I had to just suck again because I didn't know anything about any of
Right.
this and my content wasn't that great and it still can be much improved.
Hmm.
But you just get started, show up, be consistent, and what really helped me is not focusing so much on the sales, which Michelle says that over and over and over. But when I actually started to do that and focused on just adding value and trying to help people, that's kind of when everything changed.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And that's all it really is, right? It's like bringing immense value into people's lives. And if you do that, there's no way you're going to fail. So, last question for you, Jennifer. What do you now know is possible?
really anything, and I'm so excited. I just started my community. It'll be a month ago yesterday, and I overthought that, of course, back in January, February
Mhm.
when Michelle told me to start it. Um, but the main reason, besides all the income, cash injections you can do within the community, what really got me excited, to be honest with you, is just knowing that I could create a space for people on any part of the journey, whether they're a beginner and don't even know what digital marketing is, or they're a burnt out marketer, or they're just not getting sales, or maybe they got ghosted from whoever they bought their program from,
Mhm.
whatever, that they have a safe space to come and for me to help them on this journey and let them know, paint the picture and the vision like Michelle has for us, that anything's possible. It doesn't have to be selling courses. If you're passionate about gardening or crafting or whatever, you can monetize off of that.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. That's all it is. It's just, and that's the biggest piece of advice I think that I give people is just like, just get started, right? It's like figure out what your hobbies are, what you're passionate about, and go with that. It's literally that simple. Just get started, essentially. But that is all the questions I had for you, Jennifer. You did great. I'm excited to see your journey, and hopefully, we get to hop on another one of these when you've hit all those big goals of yours, and you can tell us how you did it.
Yes, I appreciate you, Alex. Thank you so much for having me. And this has been good.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited, like I said, to see your journey. Hopefully, we see you here in September at the mastermind.
Oh, yeah.
Um, yeah, and we'll just chat some more then.
All right. I will see you then.
All righty. Thanks, Jennifer.
All right. See you later.